Hello, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I am Mahlet Ayala, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent. And particularly, as you all know, the Western African countries or states have entered an unprecedented era of our time. What is happening there? We are here to unpack to give you the latest updates. From Sunday, if you look at from the Benin coup to Nigeria's intervention in Benin coup, allegedly to thwart the coup, and then Nigeria's Air Force airplane entering the airspace of Burkina Faso and then detained the Nigerian military who were in that airplane being detained by Burkina Faso. And then earlier today, we have their release report, but then later on, the Burkina Faso government has also released, they are not released. And this has been also confirmed by the Nigerian embassy in Burkina Faso. Now we are going to tell you who said what, okay? This is the news that came from Burkina Faso, so I will go ahead and share it with you. Look, 11 Nigerian soldiers still held in Burkina Faso after an unauthorized plane landing, despite earlier release reporters. Now, according to Abuja, the matter is still unresolved with the Nigerian embassy in Ouagadougou. They said, quote, engaging with the host authorities to secure their release. A foreign ministry spokesperson told local media, meaning that's what the embassy spokesperson or the foreign ministry spokesperson of Nigerian government said. Now, the Burkinabe authorities on their side also said earlier, they told the media that the troops had been cleared to return to Nigeria. But then I don't think this is true. Anyway, the incident now began, as you all know, on the day after Benin coup, that is Monday, the Benin coup happened, meaning the foiled coup on 7 December, Sunday. And then Monday on the 8th December, the Nigerian C-30, what they call the military transporter airplane, whatever it is, it has military. Okay, the C-130 military cargo plane en route from Lagos to Portugal. Again, nobody is going to believe that because Portugal, on their side, from reports that came yesterday, have denied that it was directed to their country. So it was forced to land in Bobo Dioulasso in the southwest part of Burkina Faso. Now, Burkinabe authorities called it unfriendly act violating international law, while the Nigerian Air Force said technical issues prompted the diversion for safety and that the crew was treated courteously with plans to continue the mission. Now, I have other part here, which is written in Pidgin, the Pidgin of Nigerian language, one of their dialects. So they told the BBC that, look, 11 Nigerian military personnel, including 2 pilots, are still in Burkina Faso. They are still held in Burkina Faso. Now, here is the thing. The Minister of Security and Civil Protection for Mali, Daoud Ali Mohammadin, that is the one who told us also the detaining of those militaries, those soldiers in Burkina Faso, who he said that they have finished investigation on but they need time before releasing them. Look, this is what Burkina Faso have said, that it will not release the 11 Nigerian jet crew members until an investigation is concluded, and they have a clear understanding of why the Nigerian aircraft landed in Bobo Dioulasso, a town near the Ivorian border where French military facilities are located. Now, this statement comes amid accusation from the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traore, who claims the Nigerian fighter jet violated Burkina Faso's airspace. Okay, what else? Now, this minister said. Now, Meanwhile, the Nigerian authorities are saying they are intensifying diplomatic efforts to secure the release of the detained military personnel, plus the return of the C-130 military aircraft. In fact, that is a priority to engage fully in diplomacy and the return of the soldiers, and then three things. I really, because I am going to reflect on this one. First, to fully engage diplomatically, and then to the release of the soldiers, and then the release of the C-30 aircraft. So now the Nigerian spokesperson, Kemiabi Ibinefa, tells BBC that they have begun discussion with the Burkina Faso government, and their objective is to secure the crew and the military and the aircraft. And for us, he said, diplomatic route is a priority, and discussion is going on, and they don't have any date for resolution of this matter. Now, Mahlet, what are you saying on this one? So if you ask me, it's a bit fishy, for Nigeria. They didn't, as we know, Nigeria, the way they go on their media and the government is fully saying, look, we are engaging diplomatically. And then say our militaries, they're the one who said our militaries are treated very cordially. There's something they are trying to cover up, not to trigger the Burkinabe government or the Alliance of the Sahel States, for that matter, to come and expose them to the public or to the African people who are watching right now on hourly basis every time what is happening in those. So they really don't want to look bad or worse than they are already. So the use of that language, because I love language. So the use of that language, our militaries are treated cordially. They are treated nicely, and we want only diplomacy on this matter fully. That's our priority. I mean, they did not denounce anything. I mean, they did not, neither they confirmed or denied the airspace violation of that they have committed. Okay, so there is something big they are trying to hide for that news not to escape. Okay, that is my feeling, that's my gut feeling, and that thing, I think that is what it is. I tell you more shocking news. Now, as we speak, actually, the Ivorian government, led by Alassane Ouattara, has requested the United States government, Donald Trump, to deploy, listen to these people, to deploy 2 U.S. Air Force plane to permanently base in Ivory Coast. Do you see now why I say that the Western African states are entering an unprecedented era? And yesterday, while I was analyzing about the coup plotter, the one who laid it, Lieutenant, what was his name? Pascal Tigri, that alleged he's now in Togo. That's what, although the Togolese authorities did not confirm, that's where all the reports are coming out. When I was analyzing that, for me, I don't think even the Benin coup was a genuine one. There's something, because the way they are going from one place to another, containing Benin, trying to contain Burkina Faso, and by large try to contain the Alliance of the Sahel States. And then now Ivory Coast is, when they see the resistance of the Sahel States not releasing these militaries, then now Ivory Coast is requesting. It could be, of course, at the back door, the U.S. is telling that Ivory Coast to invite them. Anyway, Alassane Ouattara is completely in bed with the Western governments, and he recently is serving his fourth term. I mean, after the people, a deadly election has gone in the country, still he managed to make it. He's in bed with Emmanuel Macron. He's in bed with the U.S. government, and in fact, he has been cheering and out and about whining with the African leaders that General Michelangelo, the black American in white masks, has been with Alassane Ouattara whining. So we know exactly the status of Ivory Coast. But for it now to come at this time, they know that they are fueling, already what is going on, but they are not afraid anymore, because I think for me, there is a mission to achieve or to accomplish. So they are trying everything. I mean, from Benin coup violating the airspace in the Sahel of the Sahel states, these countries have already, declared their independence from the neo-colonialism, and have they are on the journey of to get their fully economic independence, and you are containing that region. We know already the history of Nigeria with the Sahel states, because Nigeria is right now leading ECOWAS. ECOWAS is like Bola Tinubu's backyard. He's doing whatever he wants in that organization. And then now you have Ivory Coast. I mean, the whole thing is, for me, it's something directed at the Alliance of the Sahel States. So before the people rally behind the Sahel states, they want to accomplish something to throw these governments like Captain Ibrahim Traore, Colonel Assim Goita of Mali, General Abdurrahman Tiani of Niger. They want to throw them away before the people come and demonstrate, because they have seen how the people come out and support these governments. We have seen that on April 30, worldwide support for them. So I think, I want to conclude this, really, my people, there's something bigger that is coming, and they are cooking. And we have to remain highly alerted, opening our eyes. In fact, to start to gather support for the Alliance of the Sahel State, and show them that we are ahead. Otherwise, this whole thing can be as if it never was. We all know how the Western countries are, US or French are superpower. So I think now French is inviting the United States. If now if it is the French Air Force that is landing in Ivory Coast, that would be a hell of a thing. Now, because it is US, they think that they can just pass this. But we all know that, unless you're ignorant, the US is the United States military. AFRICOM is the new French military in West African states. Those are the new ones. France is slowly replacing itself, but working together with the United States, because you see AFRICOM surrounding all the alliance of this. They are all circled. Even Mauritania, some North African states are highly engaged right now with AFRICOM. So for what? For what the United States is all of a sudden active in West Africa? In fact, the United States have the weak diplomacy, as they say, with regards to Africa. Yeah, security, but it wasn't that intensified that we are seeing now in this past few years. And for real, now in Donald Trump era, we all know that Trump is a transactional person. I don't know how this will turn out, because now these governments are trying to nationalize their natural resource. Do you think that will be welcome? No. Do you think that they want to see this type of rally and support from the African people globally for African governments? No. I tell you from experience, I'm an Ethiopian. And if you remember what happened 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we had a war in the northern part of the country that went from 2020 till 2022. And that the rebels that that backstabbed the government were sponsored by the Western government. And the Western government tried everything, demonizing the current regime and doing everything in media, also trying to pull out their citizens from the country as that it is not safe, the capital is gonna fall into the rib, this and that. We all survived that, but guess what? There was this big movement that started in the diaspora, that Ethiopians started it and all Africans have joined. It was called a no more movement. Do you know who stopped it? Because they were so scared how that thing fired up and fueled up throughout throughout Africa and then outside Africa. So do you think they will let this to slip through? I mean, no, they will do everything to stop it. So we need to remain highly alerted. That is my take. This Benin coup, the Nigerian Air Force violating airspace of Burkina Faso, now Ivory Coast. I mean, this all this is trying to tell us there's something bigger. That's where I want to leave it. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. I'm gonna make a different report for you on the Ivory Coast one. So Kenny King and Anton Dalema, thank you for your input here. Africans are depressed. Anything Nigeria, you all would what would you say? Be running around. Wow. Okay. Really, you think so? I think I feel sad. So I really feel sad for Nigerians because we have the most intellectual people from Nigeria. And in fact, for me, I want to understand psychologically what went behind that they keep on entertaining such incompetent leaders in the country. That is the thing I want to understand because this is a bigger thing. Ababakari, I think it's because AS countries are about to leave the CFA franc. Yeah, seems like more than an effort flight over. Yeah, it's definitely more than. There is something bigger. Trust me. Well, thank you very much again. So if you find this video informative enough, please share it with others and give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.